The Buzz with Jess Lujan.
We're back with my in-studio guest, former Senator Brant McCreadie, who is now the governor's actually senior staff and tasked to head and be an advisor for Homeland Security. So again, congratulations on the appointment to do such a task. Now, let me ask this because you know, I think the public's outcry in regards to pay raises and the way that it happened and the supposedly lack of public hearing that happened. Now, to me, you know, we were talking about that on radio in regards to the reintroduction. There are two bills that were introduced in the 34th Guam legislature to repealing pay raises. One of the senators said it was a distraction. And the reason why I'm doing this distraction, I'm a distraction. Now, 2 years later, it's a distraction. Oh, you decided to run for governor, so now it becomes a distraction. So, but that being said, the introduction of these two bills, or maybe even three, they're introduced in regards to repealing pay raise. Would they now have to come back and say, hey, we're going to have the public hearing on this again? Because supposedly the raises that happened prior were done. And justifying that the public hearings were had in prior public hearings where hair study was included in those hearings. So I think the pay raise issue has been public heard to death already.
Yes, this pay raise issue has been vetted, and this is, I think, the third or fourth iteration of
I think fourth or fifth.
Yeah,
something
fourth
like
or
that.
fifth. I can't even count. It's to me, it's not an issue. There are big issues facing our government.
Yeah.
Compact impact reimbursements. I think since 2004 to date, it's over $1 billion that we've expended. Just that last year alone, I think 140 million. We need to tackle those issues.
Yeah.
Now we have Agent Orange. We have almost $1 billion budget coming up that we have to balance. The hospital, everything that we are talking about as far as raises do not compare to the real problems.
That's right.
That the government has to tackle every
and
day.
I don't know if I can trust somebody to really do the hard work. If I'm looking, I said, Brent, you're going to be making $60,000 less in 2 years than you were before, and I'm going to count on you and really doing the good work. I mean, I'm just saying, really.
I think the governor, I think the lieutenant governor, acting governor, said it best. Was you get what you pay for, and I think he said if you want Vienna sausage, that's what you're going to get. We don't have that right now. We have some good educated, institutional, knowledgeable people that are part of our government, and we need to keep it like that. And so I would hate to see us lose people, good people, because of an issue that shouldn't be an issue. Work hard, work smart, work efficient, work together, and everything will work out, and this pay issue will not be an issue.
Initially, you're in there. You've only been there maybe a couple of weeks now. Maybe
this is my third week.
Your third week, okay. Now, of course, we just seen this past Friday or Saturday for us, actually, the inauguration of our new president, the 45th president, Donald Trump, and of course, who's going to lead the agencies. One of them, of course, is the agency that you oversee. Yeah. Have you initially heard anything from that? I know it's probably really early at this point, but what have you heard that might change between the outgoing and the incoming administration? Do they have a gauge on where that is at this point? Maybe it's too premature at this point.
It's premature, but I can just tell you that when President Trump had mentioned that his two cabinet members were confirmed on his inauguration day, basically the first day in office for him, his definition of General Kelly was border control. He didn't say Homeland Security. He said border control. And so obviously that's going to be a number one topic for him. And that's part of Homeland Security's mission and their operating procedures. So I can imagine that when you talk about border control, President Trump is going to make sure that that's a priority, and that's number one on his list. So yes, we'll see what happens. Obviously the Homeland Security advisor has to take trips off island to these conventions to make sure that we are updated and we know all the new procedures and maybe new mission statements. So that's what I'll be doing.
Now let me ask you, and this is not your agency per se, but I don't know where the crossover is or if there's a mesh in the two. Of course, the new president, Donald Trump, talks about border control, the need to secure our borders and keeping America first and keeping America's employed, products and things of that nature. Now,
and keeping us safe.
Keeping us safe.
Yes.
But that being said, we have a great challenge here in Guam in regards to H-2B visas. Okay, now of course, our construction trade is again almost totally dependent on H-2B workers to come to Guam. How do you think, again, from what he said in regards to American jobs, American products, and things like that, American workers? How do you think what he's saying in regards to border protection and American products is going to mesh with us out here? Because we're not a state and we're dependent on foreign workers to come in. So how do you think, in just your view, your personal view, how is that going to mesh? Or would we be carved out?
No, absolutely not. You cross your fingers and you hope and you have this dialogue with the administration, the new administration, to include Guam in whatever it is that we need to be included, whether it's including us in reimbursements of the COFA treaty or including us in approving H-2B visas. We have a military buildup that's on the horizon, and we have to take that into consideration, and I'm sure he will. And so as far as commenting about, like you said, it's not my lane, but it does affect us.
Sure.
As an island, and Donald Trump, President Trump, seems to get the jobs. Seems to get putting Americans back to work, which would be us too. And I like the message, and we'll see how that message is implemented.
And I'm optimistic. Again, I'll give the President Trump the opportunity to succeed, but I'm looking as well again how it can benefit us. I'm not going to hold my breath, but we always give him. I'm optimistic in that, and give him the opportunity to be able to do that. I'm optimistic. Of course, we've got a governor, a Republican governor, that headed up the Trump organization basically in this part of the world, and was out there was out there for his inauguration. So I'm hoping that we can leverage that to get what is right and what is due to us out here, and again the Northern Marianas.
And dialogue and information is imperative to this process.
Are you in that position as well as the governor's advisor, that maybe one day soon you'll be able to meet with the Secretary of Homeland Security?
I will do whatever it takes. I will do whatever as advising and conferring with the governor, whatever he decides to do. I will support it. And so it's our governor is in charge, and he's the one that's going to make the decisions, and then we support that.
So in your assignment to head up Homeland Security in the last 2 years of the Calvatorial administration, what was the governor's goal or what was the governor's assignment to you in regards to that? What did you say needed to be done between now and then?
Well, word for word, that was kind of long ago, but he did call me in and say that he wanted me to take over Homeland Security and Office of Civil Defense, and it's Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense. And I asked him twice, "You sure, Governor?" And he said yes. And so that's I got my marching orders basically, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going down there. And I'm not micromanaging. I'm trying to work together with everyone, and we have a good working relationship with everyone there. And like I said, they know their core mission, and they know how valuable they are to the island. And one person cannot get anything done by him or herself. It takes a team, and I'm all for that. I understand.
But he's got to have the leader. There's got to have the leader.
There has to have a leader. There has to be someone at the top of that pyramid, and it's something that that I've been doing my whole life. Coming from the legislature into this type of position, it's a easy transition. Not as easy as some people think. It's easier, but yeah, we'll continue to work together and advise the governor and make sure that everyone's safe.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We have an opportunity just to